What's up, guys? Just wanted to do some cutting tests on the cKc 1.0 that I got. Not going to do the rope test because I don't really feel the need to. Already tested N690, and this is such a fine edge that I don't want to ruin it, honestly. It's so sharp. I mean, it's hair whittling sharp, and I like to keep my knives that way. Literally just got it. So I'm excited to use it, and I really want to see what it's got, but I don't want to ruin the edge just yet. It's too new right now. So, and plus I'm not as proficient at convex sharpening as I would like to be. But I'm going to do some wood cutting. I've got a few different things to cut. Some paracord right here. Some Q-tips. I'm just going to push cut those. They're really dense rolled cardboard Q-tips. And I'm just going to test sharpness along the way. I expect that it should do really well. Right now it is hair whittling. First hair whittling convex I've ever had the pleasure of using. It is just absolutely screaming sharp. I mean, I want you to see this. I'm putting no pressure on the blade. It's just that sharp. It's crazy. Convex knives, when they're that sharp, it just feels like the material is scared of the edge, like it just comes away from it. So I'm going to cut some wood and just mess around with the knife and see how well it does. Look at that. Wow. That's pretty amazing. Look at how deep that first cut was. That's deeper than the APFK Mini. I mean, that is super deep. That's pretty amazing. I knew this knife would be an amazing cutter, but like I said, I just wanted to test it out and see what it's got. The convex is so shallow. Man, it just cuts in there. That's really cool. It's a pleasure to use. Get those big chunks coming off of there. And this is hardened, treated, not hardened, but treated wood. And it's just cutting through it like butter. I've already done a edge geometry video where I took some other knives and tried to cut this wood, and they wouldn't hack it. They didn't cut it, literally. No pun intended, they didn't cut it. I guess that is kind of a pun. Wow, this thing is making quick work of this wood. And the nice thing is I'm not even putting pressure on the cuts. I mean, I'm digging in a little bit, but it's not an extreme amount of pressure like I was doing with those other knives, and they weren't even cutting. If any of my viewers have never used a proper convex, it's really just a pleasure to use. I mean, look how deep I'm getting in there. And it's not taking any force. Look at that. That thing made quick work of this. I'm sure I could get through the whole thing if I wanted to. Look at that. That's pretty amazing. This knife is fun to use. I can tell you that. It's a joy to use. It just cuts. I mean, that's what it's meant to do, and it does it very well. I'm gonna slice some of this paracord, and it's just, listen to it. It's look at that. It's literally kicking it out. Look at that. That is so cool. It's amazing. I know I'm getting giddy over a knife, but look at that. It's literally like kicking it out to the side. Gonna push cut these. These are actually tough to get through if you've never tried to do it. Your knife has to be pretty damn sharp. And it needs to have some good geometry. Got through that like nothing. Let me double this up. Actually, I'm going to quadruple it up. And slice through it like butter. Like it's not even there. I'm going to test sharpness. Not a single hitch. There's one tiny little spot. Other than that one tiny little spot, the knife is literally, it feels just as sharp as it was before. Like there's no drag at all. It's still just a clean, very, very clean slice. And I'm not even sure that that little part is a flaw in the edge. It may be a little remnant of a burr or something that I put on there when I sharpened it. I did put this on my UF stone. Just refined the convex. I didn't actually add any micro V-edge to it. I just kind of stropped it on the stone. Look at that. It is definitely a cutter. Gonna try and go around it. It gets really hard and knotty on the other side. Flip it around. Pretty great. Look at that. I know I keep saying that, but after using knives that don't cut very well and then getting something like this, it's just fun to use. I mean, that's the only way to describe it. It's just fun. I'm gonna slice the rest of these. Getting wood chips everywhere. I mean, I'm putting no effort in that at all. Look at this. No effort. No effort at all. Love it. Love this thing. And as you can see, there is no problem. One little hitch. But the edge still feels shaving sharp. I would imagine this will still shave hair. And yes, it does. I don't know if you could hear it or see it, but it still actually does shave hair. Got a bald spot now. That's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Anyway, just wanted to do a quick little cutting demo and play around with the knife. I really, really, really like it. I think you can actually see that roll there. I'll align that back up with my UF rod, and then it'll be back to hair whittling pretty much instantly. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. What's up, guys? I'm gonna attach this to the cut test video. It only took me like 2 minutes to get that little roll out that you saw at the very end. It looked a lot worse than it actually was for some reason. I guess just a light hit it right or something. Anyway, this edge, at the very apex of the edge, this knife is unbelievably thin. So that's probably the reason it rolled, but that's also the reason that it cuts so well. It's hard to articulate just how easy this knife cuts through things. And I've been on my huge knife performance kick lately. I'm getting out of the hard use stuff and the tough locks, and I'm just looking for pure performance. And this knife, it's like the Bugatti Veyron of knives, at least the ones that I've ever used. And I've used some fairly high performance stuff. It absolutely just cuts like the stuff is scared of the edge. I mean, it just peels away. You saw the paracord, when I cut it, it actually jumped away from the edge, and I think it's that convex that's making it do that. Anyway, me and Kyley talked about putting a micro V-edge on this knife just to see how it performed. I think he's going to recall that. I actually did that. I put a micro bevel on at about 40 degrees, and the angle is so shallow at the very apex that a 40-degree micro bevel, the micro bevel is only like a couple thou thick. Like it's hard to even detect. So it's not going to change the performance of the knife. I don't even think it's going to make the edge more durable. It just sharpened it back up, since I'm not as proficient with convex as I'd like to be. Anyway, the knife is hair whittling again, possibly even sharper than it was before. And I'm going to try and demonstrate that if I can on camera. Hopefully I can get this. But you see the hair, I think. This is Chelsea's hair. It's extremely thin blonde hair. I'm actually not going to be able to do this on camera. Let me whittle it off camera. I'm looking through the viewfinder, and if you've never tried it, it's extremely hard to do things with your hands when you're looking through the viewfinder, trying to keep it in focus and all that jazz. I'm just going to whittle the hair just to show you guys, and then focus in on it and show you how sharp this knife really is. It takes nothing to whittle the hair. Sometimes you have to play with them to get them to catch the hair, but this knife just kind of does it. This convex is extremely, extremely sharp. Well, I guess it's kind of a convex V hybrid now. But anyway, zoom in. Ooh, that's nice and tight, isn't it? Show you. There it is. I mean, that's not hard to reproduce. It just kind of does that over and over and over. And it doesn't mind. It doesn't mind one bit that the hair is thin and blonde, or blonde and thin. It just whittles, and it does it through the whole length of the edge. The only part that doesn't like to whittle hair is the very, very tip right here, and that's just because it's so thick. And look at that. I mean, it's sharp, 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 sharp. Anyway, you saw it. Whittle the hair. And one other thing that's surprising about it is the ability to cut through materials with no resistance. And phone book paper is no exception. I mean, it's just, look, I can hold the knife back here and catch the very edge of the paper. I'll hold the knife as far back as I can. It just goes through it with zero resistance. I really wish you guys could feel it. I mean, it's actually quite amazing. The feel that this knife has as it's cutting. The sheath it came with is actually really good. I like the shape. I like the retention, and I like that there's this thumb ramp here. It's just easy to kick the knife off, and the edge doesn't hit any of the rivets or anything. So it's actually a really nice sheath, and it's handmade, so it's kind of nice to me. I like handmade things. A lot of people complain about handmade items not having great fit and finish and everything, but that's the thing that makes them handmade and makes them special, is that they're not perfect. They're not machine-made items. And it gives it character, and I kind of like that. I like this look right here. It's almost like the heat treating. I'm not sure if that's what that is. It almost looks like forging marks, but I know this blade isn't forged. At least I don't think it is. But I think it's heat treating scale or something like that. But I actually like the look. It's a nice contrast. There's not much more I can say about this knife. I don't want to make this second part too long. It's just an amazing knife, and I will get some good use out of it. And I want to thank you again, Kyley. And I also want to send some more money your way for some more knives. So let me know what you have. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.